We're going to be making the folclórico tocado, so the hair for Jalisco. You're going to need a yarn, the color of your hair or similar. I'm using medium number 4 yarn, so it's a little bit thicker. And I'm going to be using some ribbon, the color of your dress or the color of choice. And the size is 7/8. I'm using 2 spools and a good sized ribbon of the color of your yarn, or you could use the same ribbon of this. I like to use thicker ribbon, so wider. Hot glue gun with hot glue sticks and a scissors. To start off with the braid, we are going to tie the beginning end of your yarn around a chair, and you're going to tie it into a knot right here. And then you're going to go around the chair like this. You're going to go about 250 to 300 times, depending on how thick you want your hair. Remember that depending on how big your chair is, the bigger the chair, the longer and bigger your braid is going to be. The smaller the chair, the smaller the braid is going to be. After you cut the string, you're going to wrap it around the whole bunch of yarn, and you are going to tie a knot. So you're going to try and tie it off near where you tied it in the beginning. I like to do 2 knots at least to make sure it's really nice and on there. And after that, you're going to hold on to it and you're going to cut it on one side. And there you go. You have your ponytail ready for braiding. Now that you cut your little ponytail off, you have your nice long strand of hair, and what you're going to do, you're going to grab your ribbon, you're going to bring it down all the way, and you're going to cut about a couple inches longer than the actual ponytail that you have, and you're going to cut 3 strands of ribbon of the same size, and then you're going to get ready to braid. Now that you finished your braid, what you're going to do at the very end, you're going to take another piece of yarn, you're going to wrap it around, and you're going to tie it off. Now you have all of this excess yarn, so what you're going to do, you're going to just cut it. And make sure it looks like the other end. Once you are finished with your braid, we are going to glue the ends together. So you're going to take your hot glue gun and you're going to start putting glue on it. Grab the other end and you're going to start smashing it together. I like to kind of smash it with my hands like this so it doesn't get too poofy. So I want to keep it as tamed as possible so it doesn't like go too crazy. You want to make sure it's really tightly on there. You could add more glue if you wanted, but there you go. So you glue it on there. Now that you got your circle made, you're going to take that black ribbon that you have and you're going to start it off at the back, right where all this comes together, and you're going to wrap it around to cover all of this just like that, so that way you can't see the ends poking out. Now that you're done with your circle, your braid, you're going to set it aside and we're going to start on the bows. You're going to take your ribbon, and you're going to fold it in half, and you're going to make it about 3 fingers wide like that. So then you have a little loop. and then you're going to put glue right there at the center. Now you're going to fold the ribbon again and make sure it's the same length as the loop before it. So you're going to start making petals. You're going to glue it at the center and then behind it, so it's attached to the previous loop. And you're going to keep going until you have made a big circle. So I finished the first bottom layer and I made about 10 of these big loops. So see, I have glued them all together, making sure that they're not going to fall apart. So make sure that if you need extra glue, you can add extra glue. Because during costume changes and hair changes, sometimes when the girls are pulling their hairs off and everything, you don't want a bow to fall off. So now we're going to go into the inside layer. So you can either stay with the same color or you can add your second color. And what I am going to do is going to be about 2 fingers wide is going to be what the inside loop is going to be. And I'm going to do the same technique that I did for the big flower, the bottom layer, is I'm just going to fold it on itself until I make my circle. So I just finished my second layer and I made 7 loops. So it's going to be glued right on top of the bottom layer, and now you're going to take a small little piece of ribbon and you're going to make a loop with it. You're going to glue it together and then you're going to glue it on top of that. So then you have your bow. Here is a finished bow. So now you're going to make another bow. So I'm going to make an identical bow and you're going to glue it on to the top right here, kind of where the black and the ribbon meet. Right there. And here you go. You have your tocado hair for Jalisco.